Hi, my name is Maya Nalukwago, and if this is your first time here, I always upload content about tech, tips, innovations, hacks, and every other thing that evolves around technology. So in today's episode, I'll be giving you 5 big mistakes every person in tech should avoid. So the mistakes I'll be mentioning today are very, very obvious, but on a brighter side, these mistakes can be avoided once you know about them. So let's dive into them. Mistake number 1 that people in tech normally do is overwhelming themselves. One thing you have to know is that there will always be a new technology, there will always be a new tool, a new library. So you don't have to be like you're supposed to learn everything. You're not supposed to know everything. So just get one thing, stick to it, and become a professional at it. Don't feel like you are behind or you're not where you're supposed to be because of the new trends that keep coming up. In order for me or you to avoid this mistake is you just have to learn how to take one thing at a time. Don't try to learn each and everything at the same time. Take one thing at a time, learn it, and you'll be good at it. And it's very okay not to know everything. The second obvious mistake that people in tech always do is setting unrealistic goals. I'm a culprit. I once set goals that I also knew that I wouldn't achieve this, but well, here I am. Now, some of the unrealistic goals are maybe saying you're going to learn Java in 3 days. Really? Java in 3 days? No, you cannot do that. So you have to set realistic goals. Set something you know that maybe, I can achieve this. Maybe you can be like, I'm going to learn maybe computer hardware. No, maybe you're going to learn how to assemble and reassemble a computer in 1 week. That's possible. You can achieve that. But you cannot say that you're going to learn Java in 3 days. No. I'm not trying to discourage you, but at least set real things. Set things you can say and be like, I can do this. One thing that will happen when you set unrealistic goals is you will be majorly looking at accomplishing all these goals. Maybe you've set like 10 goals and you feel like you're going to accomplish a lot of things, but at the end of the day you'll just have anxiety instead of accomplishment. So set small goals, finish them, then you can start on something else. The other mistake you'll have to avoid as someone in tech is not tracking your progress. Yes, you've set the goals, but are you tracking your progress? If you set a goal to learn Python in 1 month, have you tracked how far you've gone to learn Python in 1 month? Have you tracked your daily learning routine? Have you tracked your projects? One thing you have to know is that measuring progress does not come naturally. You have to do it, and in case you don't do it, then you'll not get anywhere because you know what you're doing, but you're not following what you're doing. You're not recording whatever you're doing, so you will not measure your accomplishment. You'll not know where you've gone bad. So you just have to keep on tracking your progress. Whether there are small steps, whether there are big steps, just keep tracking everything. You can do this by noting a few things down, noting the time you spent on maybe a project, or noting the time it took you to learn maybe a new programming language or any other small thing. And it's with that you will know how far you are in doing something. One thing you have to keep in your mind is that you can only improve what you track. So track your progress. The very fourth mistake every person in tech should avoid is not being consistent. If you've been following and watching all my episodes, then the word consistency must be familiar with you. But in today's episode, I'll be talking about consistency as one of the things you can do to avoid very many mistakes in tech. One thing about consistency is if you're doing something, then you have to stick to it. If you've decided to write code daily, then make sure you write lines of code every single day. It's with that you'll end up with several lines of code, several projects. It's with the small steps, the small lines of code that you've been consistent with that will help you work on your big projects. If you want to master consistency, then if you're doing something, maybe if you're drinking water, you'll drink it today, you'll drink it tomorrow, and drink it the following day. You'll be good at it. So repeat what you're doing today, repeat it tomorrow, and it will eventually become a habit and you'll be good at it. The other big obvious mistake everyone should avoid is not taking breaks. One thing you have to know is that working without breaks will lead to burnout. You'll get exhausted, you will become less productive, and a lot more will come up with that. So take the breaks, take a walk, listen to music, have a cup of coffee, talk to a friend, read a book. Leave that desk. Don't sit on your PC for 8+ hours. You will no longer be productive. It's okay to take breaks. Try as much as you can to disconnect from work and recharge. You need that new energy so that maybe you can become more productive. After you've tried as much as you can to avoid these 5 big obvious mistakes, then look back, see what you've accomplished, see what you've achieved, see all the big projects you've worked on, and be proud of yourself, celebrate the little wins, and you'll get there. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, share with a friend, because sharing is caring. And this episode was shot by Top Notch Media. I'm going to tag their handle in the description. See you in my next episode.